Okay, the channel is live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to more adventure on so many levels. We're going to play Daggerheart.
Daggerheart!
Woo! I am Christiana Ellis, and I am the game master. With me tonight is Nobilis as Bright,
Blessings of the golden slime upon you.
Dove Archambault as Curia,
Okay, now my tongue feels weird, and we're in a dangerous spot. Ugh.
uh, Lee Burdett as Zeke,
Are anybody else's horns tingling? Just me?
Can't say that they are, my dear.
Paul Weimer as Basilius,
We golden nuggets assiduously hunt our foes, but we're weird culinary adventurers, don't you know? Always trying new monstrous foods from down below.
and Millie
Sorry,
Katie
Millie.
as Millie Katie as Sue Spawn.
My siblings aren't here.
Hmm.
I'm having the time of my life.
Yes. So, when last we left our heroes, known as the Golden Nuggets, they were on their adventure delving deep into the heart of the Plover Caves, hoping to find out why an ancient magic known as the Lure is seeming to fade and no longer perform its desired purpose of keeping all of the monsters down in the caves so they don't bother people up on the surface. Your only clue so far is that there were a wizard who had a magical way to sort of keep an eye on the lure said that there were some strange people in odd, old looking patchwork armor that seemed to drain it. And you had no other clues to go on until you arrived at Bright's old home, Manchego Manor, and discovered it under attack by a bunch of strange fungal creatures, but also apparently led by an individual in old looking patchwork armor.
Mm-hmm.
So, picking up a new ally who had a little bit more local intel on the area, you delved deeper and followed the trail left behind by this patchwork knight. And it led you right in the direction you were hoping it wasn't gonna, namely the haunted ruins. And you were on your way down there, just on the outskirts of said ruins, when apparently this patchwork knight led you right onto a trap that summoned some monsters slash undead slash machines to fight you a little bit, which you did, and then you made some soup to or I don't remember what was it. What did you name the meal that you had? It was a weird meal because you had weird
I
ingredients.
think we're not going to try that recipe again.
Manchego Manor mashed mushrooms.
Ah, yes.
Right.
So in any case, though, you now not only have the knowledge that uh, basically you had enough trail sign to suggest that not only did the Patchwork Knight know the trap was there and lead you directly to it, but that possibly it wasn't actually there before and they put it there despite it looking like it must have been hundreds of years old.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's a disturbing possibility.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're
Which means there might be more of these
of the
things.
caves.
Yeah, there might be more of these things on our travails.
We need to keep an eye out for any you know aberrations in the tracks.
Mm-hmm. So, with everybody rested, more or less, maybe got a little bit of
Mhm.
burpy or tingling horns apparently from
Yeah,
that mashed mushroom.
honestly, if I had horns, they might be tingly.
Yeah, this is a very strange
As
sensation.
do you have do you have tingly horns?
Well, only one of the group has
Basilius.
horns. Oh, Basilius
Oh,
doesn't have horns. You have
No, I
oh,
kind of
he
don't
like
have.
doesn't.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't have horns.
it's
But
it's like a little crest sort of, but it's kind of
yeah, it's a
like
ridge. It's a
fleshy,
ridge.
scaly, right? And it's not
Yeah.
horns. Yeah.
No,
Baz,
not,
Yeah.
is your ridge tingly?
yes, I think it's
Mhm.
because what we ate.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
I want to go back to regular meat, but I don't think we're gonna get much of that down here. We're gonna
Mhm.
probably have to look for more
I mean,
mushrooms. Grumble,
I have
grumble.
some, but
Mm-mm-mm.
Mhm.
We'll see.
not near as
There's
weird.
a lot of different environments down here.
So,
Anyway,
tell me, are you just going to continue following the trail then? Are you doing anything differently?
I think
I
we should
think
keep our eyes open for further obstacles laid in our path.
Yeah, I think we need to go a little slower.
yes,
Oh,
slower
Well,
pace enough so we don't fall into traps as easily.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
hmm.
hopefully
I
we can still.
suppose the idea of catching up with this fellow is possibly outside the realm of possibility at this point.
Yeah,
Of
He
our
does have quite a
skill
head
set.
start, after all.
yeah. Okay.
And he's leaving these surprises for us. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so certainly going a little slower will you give you the opportunity to be a little bit more observant. But tell me, who's leading the way, and how are they attempting to be more observant? What is the actual action being taken to try to improve or improve your ability to detect danger before you step on it?
I think uh if Kyria can lead, she would basically try and follow the pace, like
Mm-hmm.
the stride of the creature
Mm-hmm.
so that it can so that you know if following its footsteps, if
Mm-hmm.
it deviates
Oh,
to uh, avoid a trap, you know, follow that deviation.
right. So you did
And if I
notice
feel
that
it,
when you found the pressure plate for the last trap, you did notice that they took a slightly longer step to go over the plate
Hmm.
yeah.
on that one step. How tall is Curia?
Oh, mm, uh, oh,
I know this is a high stakes question to just
yeah.
spring on you like that.
I I haven't noted anything, so let's say 5'6", 5'7".
Sure. I think that you find that the stride, the natural stride that you're following is like you can manage it, but it's a little bit long for you. Like you're having to take a
Mm.
little bit longer stride than you might normally. I think also there's the potential though that is the idea that everyone is going to try to do that.
I think Kyria would do it, and then if she feels a deviation, if she notices a
Okay,
deviation,
so
she would call out.
yeah, you're specifically watching for any irregularities.
Yeah, and if
Okay,
she can't do the you know can't keep up with the stride, then
sure.
she'll
No, I
do
think
her
you
own.
can manage. Like I said, it's just a slightly longer than your typical would be. It's not impossible. But so in any case, though, if you leading the way looking for these things, let's go ahead and get an instinct roll for you.
Okay, instinct,
Hmm.
and I bend a hope to use my experience huntress.
Okay.
would be it. So. Ah.
Okay.
21
So
with
choose
fear.
21 with fear. I'm going to go ahead and take that fear. So I think with the 21, you're certainly able to follow the trail. You're continuing to follow it, even in places where uh, the what you've got on the ground in most of this area is there's bare stone some places, sort of like a paved type floor, or like stonework floor in other places, ruined stonework floor in other places, but a lot of it covered with dust, as though there's been very little air movement of any kind through this area in a while. So the tracks are pretty straightforward to follow, right? So it's not that hard, but you are able to watch, and you're not spotting, at least for this current stretch that we're talking about, you're not spotting any additional irregularities of that type. You don't see anything where they kind of seem like they're moving around something where it's not obvious why they would, or taking any longer or shorter steps that don't seem natural. In fact, I think with a 21, it's almost strange how regular.
Like it's robotic instead of organic.
Yeah, or at the very least, it's just perhaps very disciplined. The point just being that most footprints that people leave behind have more variation than this seems to, whatever reason that might be.
The guard captain would be jealous with this one's discipline.
So though, while Curia is focused on the tracks themselves, what is everyone else doing? You're just kind of, are you also focused on the tracks and trying to step in the same footsteps, or are you doing anything else to try to monitor your surroundings?
I'm keeping watch for other things because yes, we're chasing this foe, but these caverns are inhabited with nasties. So
Mm-hmm.
so I trust Cherry to follow the tracks in that problem, but there's going to be other things that might jump out of the shadows. So I'm watching for that.
Sure,
So
I'm gonna have
Likewise.
Yeah, I'll have you make a roll here. I think, in fact, actually, if we think that maybe everyone would be kind of all helping with that as you walk,
Mm-hmm.
we can even do it as a group check. But give me just a moment, because I want to ask a little bit more about. So how is everybody seeing down here? Now I know that we've kind of talked through this before, but there is no like sources of light other than what you all might be providing right now.
Yeah.
yeah,
Kyria
torches.
has a magical torch
Okay.
that illuminates a large room bright.
Right.
Brightly.
Remind me about the magical torch. Is it like actually a fire, or is it glowing somehow?
Let me see. Alistair's torch. The flame's light fills a much larger space than it
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
enough to illuminate a cave bright as day.
Gotcha.
Oh.
Okay. So with that, you can certainly see very well, right? It's keeping things very, very bright. And you can all see very well as you're looking around. So for whoever's doing this additional like awareness of your surroundings, let's do, who's gonna lead it, and then who wants to help.
I'd like to lead it,
Okay.
unless our new goblin companion really feels that she should instead.
No, I'm better at tinkering with things than necessarily perceiving things. So
Okay, then we'll let the sorcerer try to see things.
Okay. So
Maybe.
so who's helping then? In which case you should still make an instinct roll. And everyone except Basilius will be just determining what bonus Basilius will get.
all right, I'm
Yeah, I
gonna.
think Kyria is focused on the
Yeah,
tracks.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cur is
Sure.
doing their own thing.
Yeah. Zeke will help.
Okay.
And I will spend a hope to use observant.
All right. That seems like an appropriate applicable skill.
All right. So
What does
get
observing
skills.
give you?
It's
It's
an
just
experience.
yeah, it's just an experience. So you get a +2 when you spend a hope to
Oh.
activate it. Yeah. All right. Everyone who's doing this, go ahead and do your rolls.
Yeah.
We don't have to
Oh.
necessarily
Okay.
wait. So that is a with fear, but it's a 19, which is a
Mhm.
success for like the
Yeah.
target I was looking for. And so that would be a +1. For Sue, that's a 14, which I was looking for 15. So that is a -1. But then we've got from Bright a 15 as well. So between the three of you, that's still a +1 for Basilius's roll.
Okay. So let's go for it.
Yeah,
So
and
my
hope and
total is
fear,
an 18 with hope.
All right.
Yay.
Fantastic.
and
So-
hope and fear doesn't necessarily matter on when you're assisting, right?
Only for the leader, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah, and
so Basilius, you get your hope for that final roll, but the ones rolling to assist don't.
Gotcha.
So the take your hope.
Good.
I think that you are for quite a while here. You are basically feeling just very confident that this place is let's say there are to coin a phrase, quiet as a tomb. It just really feels very much that you are the only ones down here and there is nothing else to make any sound at all. And further, as all the dust on the floor would suggest, there's not even really a lot of air movement. It's very quiet. Sue, I think that, we discussed last time that the teens will sometimes sneak down and like want to stay the night in a little, one of the little rundown, broken buildings. But I think you're past that point now. You are at the part now where it stops being fun to challenge yourself and starts being like, at least there are stories that there is like actual real danger.
Right.
And not just like, oh, isn't it spooky to kind of play scared? It's more like, no, really, don't go there.
Right.
Unless you're prepared. But then, of course, you are all adventurers traveling together. So it's, it's a little different than someone who's just screwing around like when they're 16, right?
Yeah.
So in any case, though, you're past that point now. And all of you are seeing very clearly with this this bright magical torch. Does anyone else have a torch, or are you just relying on Kyria's magic one?
I may have them packed, but I'm not using them.
I mean, that makes
Unless you-
sense. It sounds
yeah.
like no one else would necessarily need one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that the ruins that you are encountering here, first of all, you were first finding some things that were like kind of built into like the walls of tunnels, but you're getting to the point where it's starting to like open up and broaden into a much larger cavern of the type that you've sometimes seen where there are larger settlements underground. And you can kind of see laid out before you as you kind of come across a little bit of a ridge, and you can like look down into sort of the bowl of this cavern and see that this actually at one time must have been a pretty large city. Not quite as large as like Brilliance is now, but many thousands of people would have lived here.
Okay.
And the it seems perhaps very clear that they don't anymore. Because it's a ruin. And in particular, what you can see from here at this slightly elevated vantage point is that it looks like at some point in its history, there must have been some tremendous explosion or shockwave or something, because there is sort of a crater, not precisely in the center, but sort of just off center. And the like immediately around the crater, you have just rubble, and then it's at distance from that center point that you see buildings that are maybe more standing but damaged. Even the buildings that are in the best condition possible are, have seen several hundred years of untended to wear. But it's also,
Okay.
this is in a cavern with not a lot of air movement, so it's not the same as like a building on the surface might be. Right?
Right.
But nonetheless, you can see evidence not only of this tremendous explosion, but also of perhaps fires in multiple places throughout. Only just in the sense that you see places where, like the buildings stand, but like the roof is gone. Things look, moderately scorched, that sort of thing.
Mhm.
But so in any case, you don't see any lights or any movement anywhere. But as you are kind of at this point, just as you are all sort of turning around this and seeing this cityscape, this ruined cityscape before you, there is the first sound that you've heard in some time other than your own footsteps, your own whatever noises you all are making yourselves. And just for a moment, as though carried on a non-existent wind, you hear what sounds like the sounds of battle. Shouts, screams, clashes of weapons. It's just for a couple of seconds, and it's as though it's happening at some great distance. But you all hear it for just a moment, and then it's gone again, and it's once again quiet.
Okay.
That
An echo of
great.
long ago war, perhaps? A magical effect.
Well, I mean, normally wars don't consist of one event like this. There's usually more than one.
I think that at least Bright and Sue have a chance of like maybe knowing something about this, or I guess if someone else
Yeah.
had something like
Okay.
specifically history related.
How
I have
about
it- I
Underworld
have history.
Scholar?
Yeah.
Underworld Scholar would absolutely apply.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have historian.
Okay. Do you want to like you can?
I'll make an
if
knowledge
you
roll
like,
on
you
that,
can
yeah.
all do it, or we could do it as a group roll if anyone wants to, or just
Yeah. Yeah, my knowledge isn't great, so I think maybe as a group.
I'll spend a
I'd
hope
rather
for,
as a group, yeah.
for
Let's
that,
just
yeah.
have Bright do it for now. I think
Okay.
in this context, Underworld Scholar and all.
That's a 17 with fear.
Okay, 17 with fear. I'll take another fear.
Boy, it's given her all sorts of fear.
Yeah. So there's basically anyone who lives at the level of Manchego Manor or something would know about the haunted ruins, right? And have a general sense that there must have been some terrible battle there to leave it so ruined and so haunted. I think that you, as an Underworld Scholar, was it Underworld? Or is it Underground?
Underworld Scholar.
Okay,
Yes.
because I was just suddenly realizing that Underworld could also mean something different.
No, this is specifically the underground.
Yes, as opposed to criminal activity. Although
Right, yes.
it could, but
Okay,
anyway, yes.
sometimes they do intersect.
Right. So I think that that although this was like the actual knowledge of the events, there's basically no like firsthand accounts of what happened. It was too long ago. It was prior to the lure. But having some people do occasionally brave the hauntings to try to do their own sort of, I was about to say anthropological, but perhaps monstropological studies,
It's an imperfectly cromulent word. I don't know
yes,
why
trying
you're
to
giggling.
study the ruins to try to find out, like, well, what happened here, right? And what has been discovered by people who have done that before is that first, super haunted, actually, not just like rumors or something, but like there's verifiable multiple witnesses
ghosts.
describing the same thing, that sort of thing. But also the evidence suggests that there was at one time an expedition force of considerable size from the surface that came down to this point and attacked the city for unclear reasons. And it was a fight that was devastating for both sides. There were no known there's no evidence really even of any of the expedition force making it out at all. And if anyone survived from the population of the city, they must have fled deeper, because there's basically no records, even in histories of other places, of people who say they were from there or there when it happened. So if there was anyone that made it out alive, they did not go to where their story could be told by anyone that you know of. But it is clear that there are artifacts and relics that suggest, armored, probably mostly humans from the surface, did at some time come down and attack this city. And at some point during this very dangerous battle, there was some kind of a disaster. Who knows how many people were killed in the fighting before that, or what exactly the disaster was, what caused it, what triggered it. But, it just seems clear that basically everyone in the city, including the invaders, was killed either in the fighting or in the subsequent disaster.
Someone tried to throw a speed of light baseball.
Whereas I'm thinking rocks fall, everyone dies. No, really, everyone dies.
It's very rare in the history of conflict for as much devastation to be visited on both sides. Normally, one side wins or loses and it's over, or else they realize that there's nothing to be gained by further fighting. And for this to have happened and just so completely wiped out both sides, it's quite unusual.
Mutual assured destruction.
Almost reminds me of an old elven tale of a general Pyrrhus, where it's like had a battle where he won, but if any more battles like that and everything would collapse.
Pyrrhic victories.
Yeah.
Well,
This wasn't even
even in that situation, there was a victor and there were survivors. This one makes me think that perhaps the entire affair was orchestrated by someone else who wanted to destroy both of them.
Oh.
And engineered it that way. That's the only explanation from my point of view. Well, I can probably think of more if you give me a few.
So just from here on out, we need to be really aware.
Well, we should have been alert from a while back.
Well, I mean, you've been making an effort since the trap, so we don't need to downplay that. Just because nothing's happened yet doesn't mean you weren't actually checking, right?
Let us continue. I think the less time we spend in this particular part of the caves, the better.
Yeah.
So as you are continuing, I assume, to follow the tracks, which do seem like they're headed just right on down in there.
Well, I wonder at the like geometricity of them, and that perhaps they might be artificial. So
The tracks, you mean?
Yeah,
yes,
there's some.
So you're saying another trap?
it seems like a possibility.
Mm,
I'm,
Can we
I've
see where they're going from here, and perhaps around this crater, and pick them up on the other side? Is that a
let's
possibility?
see.
Um,
Well, heard of a, I've heard of um kind of magical mechanical servants, you know, commonly known as clanks,
mhm.
where they can seem or sometimes be very lifelike. And yeah, I could see this being one of them, and very measured steps like this is something they do often have. So,
Um,
but
it's worth noting that because this is not a city on open ground, it's in a cavern, it really does kind of fill the cavern,
Yeah.
meaning you can't really go around it in a meaningful way. You could certainly avoid the crater part, but there's no part of like skirting around the city itself. Um,
In
but
that
yeah.
case, let's avoid following the footsteps into the crater, and see what we can find on the far side. It was going through the city, the standing parts of the city. At least there's more cover there.
do the traps go through the crater
Well, I
into?
think I want to reiterate that this place is not 100 yards across.
Yeah.
This is a big place. And so like you can see the tracks headed for as far as you can see them currently, basically to the extent of your magical torch's light, and it's headed in the approximate direction of the city center, but like then you lose it. That's the trade-off of having your very bright torch, is that basically anything outside of what it's showing you is very hard to make out.
No, then I
Yeah.
guess what we need to do is I guess there's no choice but to follow them.
Yeah. At
You could
least
theoretically hope to pick them up on the other side if you assume that they are going to just pass on through, but
I figure follow them, and if you know,
be ready for the
yeah, be
inevitable
ready
hammer
for
to fall.
issues.
mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, onward.
All right. So, as you are all continuing, or I assume you're keeping up the same sort of routine, Curia, focused on the tracks and
Yes.
everyone else looking
Yep.
up and around.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
I think as you're moving down, down the slope into the city proper, you pretty quickly lose that sort of vantage point view that you had, right? You're now like in city streets, basically.
Yeah.
And so what you can see is you can see a ways down the street that's directly in front of you, but then there's buildings basically blocking any other view. However, these buildings are like ruined buildings, like it looks like anything that wasn't stone has long since rotted away. Um, a lot of, debris that doesn't look like it's been touched in who even knows how long years. And as you're making your way through, I think that there's a moment where you are just like at a crossroads and like making your way from one side to the other, and all of you for a moment get just sort of this a whiff of a smell that smells like rot and burning, and it's there for a few seconds and then it's gone.
More
Mm-hmm.
more of that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not surprised this place holds a lot of memories.
Mm.
and all of them bad.
And as you, keep moving, you increasingly, I'm not going to describe like every single instance, but I'm going to say this basically starts to become more common that you'll move through like cold spots where it's almost as though there was like a frigid little gust of wind, but there's no air movement
No
in
wind.
here.
Right.
Everything's very stale. You can see the dust in the ground not moving, and yet it suddenly feels as though something cold has just blown past you.
Mm-hmm.
You start hearing the little sounds here and there. Uh, a child's voice, shouting, um, sounds of an animal roar of some kind, crashes, fire crackling. It always sounds like it's happening at some sort of great distance, and it tends to just come in for a few seconds and then fade away again. But this is happening with increasing frequency as you make your way deeper into the city. So I think at this point I would like another roll to continue making your way through. And the other piece of this is you're moving slowly enough to be very observant. Are you doing anything else? Like you're not trying to like move stealthily or anything. Or if you are, let me know.
Mm.
Well, before we go any further, I'm going to spend 3 hope. And to call out to my patron for help to get some more tokens on this Warlock Hope feature.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
All right. 4 tokens of hope. Or no, rather, like Warlock favor tokens, rather.
Yeah, Warlock favorite tokens.
The golden slime has blessed you.
Mhm.
Blessed you 4. That's how much it's blessed you. Blessed you 4. Okay. So yeah. So do you want to do another group roll with Basilius leading again?
I'm willing to do
Or
it.
Yep.
observation?
Observations that
Yeah.
are curious
Mhm.
not doing. Yeah.
Yep. This would be
Yeah.
instinct again.
Yep. Help me out.
And then
Oh.
Okay.
3 with
Well,
fear.
so that's going to
Well,
be a
the fear
minus
doesn't
1
matter 'cause it's
for
a reaction roll, but,
Bright. Yeah, Bright's
All right.
contribution will be a minus 1.
So,
Sue's
Ooh.
contribution will be a +1.
so we're at 0 and
Oh, minus
Okay.
1.
No, that's an 18.
It's with
18?
fear,
18.
but it's with an 8. It's an 18.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah, so that's going to
Two.
be a +1. So Basilius, you can make your roll with a +1.
got it.
+2? No,
Plus
oh
two.
no, +1.
Oh,
And
that's
so
right.
that's a 20 with hope.
Nice. So once
Nice.
again, you can take your hope. I think
and
I'm
you
I'm not.
want one for the tracking?
No, I'm assuming that you're just continuing to do that, and there's not really any change from
Okay.
that so far. So we don't need to do another roll for that right now. But as you are all making it through, and as I mentioned, I'm going to say, you've been like walking through these city streets for 20 minutes now. You're not going very fast, right? Because you're being careful. You've had several of these little brief ephemeral sensations of variety of kinds, but just as you are coming around another corner, you hear what sounds like stones being dislodged on the top of one of the buildings nearby.
Get out of the way.
Crap.
To be clear, I just to clarify the sound you're hearing, it doesn't sound like a huge cave-in. It sounds like someone's moving up there.
Oh.
Ooh. Should we attempt to confront them or escape from them?
In fact, actually, I think with a 20, I think what happens is, Basilius, you hear that sound and glance up there, and just for a split second, you see the reflection of a pair of big golden eyes in the darkness that disappear over the ledge.
Eyes, golden colored. dawn now.
Yeah, I think now's the time where we should, you know,
Uh,
be stealthy as well as slower.
mm,
I
st-
think your torch, Curia, is still working as normal,
Yeah.
but it
Mhm.
seems like it's got like just the edges of the flame seem like they have just the tiniest bluish tint around where the flames are being generated, which is definitely new.
I mean, we're carrying this torch. We're not going to lose them. They're going to be able to find us from anywhere in the cavern. We're the only light here. So the question is whether to keep on going or turn back and try and catch them. I mean, if they were intending us harm, they probably would have done so by now. They're tracking us. So we can either try and turn it back on them and track them, or we can go on and knowing that we're being tailed. Those are our choices, as I see it. Though, give me a few and I might think of more.
Well, until we know what it is, we should keep on going, and then once, and if they decide, if it
And I'll
decides,
lean in close to our goblin friend.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can find a good place to set an ambush for them.
Perhaps.
That seemed like a possibility. Draw them into a place where there's only one way to follow us and then turn around and catch them. I certainly would like
Yeah.
to talk to whoever it is that's following us.
So this is someone following us where the rocks move, right?
Well,
Or
at
is
the very least, there seemed like there was someone or something up there on that roof that was looking down at you and then hid when you turned to look.
Yeah. So we have at least one observer. And what
and is this up from like ahead, like in the direction we're heading, or in the
It was
direction we
it,
came
it
from?
was one of the buildings that you were passing.
Okay. So they may not be tailing us, they may just have already been there. Because goodness knows not
Conceivable, I suppose.
because goodness knows no one as far as I know lives here. They may be dead here, but they don't live here.
Well, I mean, reside, shall we say?
abide, yes.
Abide is a good word. I like it a lot. I use it sometimes.
I'm sure there's creatures that move from one area to the other as part of scavenging or just whim.
Usually not through here, but here we are too.
Yeah.
Uh, I mm, I'm kind of two minds and not sure which one to go. One is just go call out and say, "Hey, who's there?" And the other is just to just keep on and listen to see if they start following us.
I
Going
think
to
curious.
start looking around for a good place to try and draw our follower into a position where they are at disadvantage compared to us. And like there's only one good spot in order to follow us on the rooftops and then circle back. I'm going to look for that kind of opportunity as we're going along rather than keeping an eye out for
Okay.
hostiles.
Okay.
All right. So you want to are you continuing to follow the tracks and it's just that now Bright is looking for a good opportunity spot.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All
And I
right.
would like to use analyze rather
Yeah.
than
No,
perceive for
that
this.
makes sense to me. Yeah.
Okay.
So that would be knowledge rather than instinct. That makes sense. Okay, so again, as I mentioned, the track you have successfully identified the tracks, Curia. You don't need to roll again to continue following them.
Yeah.
And you are certainly looking for. I'm not going to say that you step on another trap. You are paying attention to
Okay.
but let's get first the Basilius, and if Zeke and Sue are helping Basilius, let's get another one of those.
Yep.
And then
Okay.
and then we'll get Bright's analyze roll. Okay, so Sue is gonna give a -1 with a 6 result.
Yep. Yep.
Oh,
Zeke is
hallelujah! I
going to
got a
provide a
hope.
+1, so we're at a 0. Well, you
We're at
don't
zero.
get the hope though, because you're only helping.
Yeah, I'm the
Yeah.
one who gets hope or fear.
Yeah.
Or we can share this deal.
So it's only the final result that matters that way.
And so,
okay.
Bright.
Yeah, so it's a flat. You got a -1 and a +1.
All right. All right.
Bright is doing a separate roll.
Oh, right. Okay. Got it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, I got
That's a
a 13 with hope.
Yeah. I think that there are a couple of moments as you're continuing where you're like, wait, did a shadow just move?
Oh,
Wait,
no.
was that something? But the problem is that you've kind of gotten accustomed to there being these strange wisps of sound and things, and the shadows moving a little bit just from the flames of the torch, that you feel like you've gotten a little bit hyper vigilant, and you're maybe losing a little bit the ability to discern what might be really that creature versus these other sounds. And I think you are all taken aback because you reach a point where you see that there are some remains on the road ahead of you. That one of them is just sort of like a skeleton that looks like it might have been an orc, and then the other is wearing very badly like rusted, decayed armor, and they're both sort of like the tracks don't like literally go over them, but goes nearby them. And as you are approaching too, there is a flare of blue from your torch, and for a moment you see ghostly spectral images of an orc desperately fighting against an armored human, and then they fade again, and it's just the remains. And so that is kind of an escalation of what you had been seeing so far. It's a little bit upsetting, I imagine. But so in any case, you're not 100% sure if you're still being followed or not.
Well, I'm sorry, friends. I think I've lost.
I
the
think
plot.
everyone there would probably understand that there's a lot and
Going on.
increasingly more kind of to try to be isolating from. So it's everybody's helping. It's not all on you, right?
Yeah.
I know. But
Yeah.
Yes, but in any case, Bright, let's get your roll to see if you find a good ambush spot. Wow. Okay.
22 with
22
hope.
with hope. Yes. I think you tell me how it is that Bright knows what to look for this.
Well, part of being an underworld scholar is being something of a generalist on underworld things. And and it's like, well, this formation here where the stalactite has been sawn off at the root there indicates, okay, there's the other half of it. He was something of a generalist, and military campaigns records and things may not be quite as bloodless as they are up above, but there are. This is in fact a rather rather accurate reconstruction of the ambush of Corlin the Mad. He was drawn into a defile that was shaped quite like this, except in the reverse, and So if we are in fact being followed, and that's by no means sure, if we follow around this corner over here and then back, then the only way down will be past us. And so if we follow and go up that set of stairs onto the top of that building there, I think we may be able to catch our pursuer, if in fact we are being pursued.
Oh,
I
okay.
I prefer to be, not to be the bait, not to be the one trapped, but to trap the pursuer. So
I
Yeah,
loved
so
all of that explanation, right? And I especially was amused by it's exactly like that, except the reverse. But in any case, yes, that's a good result. So what is the actual sort of geography of
so there's like
this location?
a set of tall buildings are in an area where there's a lot of like collapsed buildings and low buildings and
Mm-hmm.
such. And so somebody who's wanting to maintain a high point of view needs to
Mm-hmm.
be following us needs to be up there. They can't really
Mm-hmm.
follow us from a high point anywhere else except up there.
Mm-hmm.
And they seem to prefer that previously.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of a pinch point there. And if we circle back around quickly, we can come up the only place where they could be. We'll be able to get to them before they can before
The
they can
other
go off there.
detail that I'll provide you here is just that there are enough gaps between some of the buildings that you've seen that if someone is
Mhm.
following you on the rooftops, they must be capable of jumping from one building to the other.
mhm.
Which is,
Right.
I'm not saying this is 25 feet, but
Yeah.
there's a
Yeah.
gap, and it would have to be someone willing to do that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm expecting that.
Sure.
But
So,
that they would have. But from this point forward, they would have
mhm.
to jump down, which is why.
Yes.
Uh,
I'm just sort of briefly considering how common a trope it is in a lot of superhero or adventure stories to have people running along rooftops in that way, and then just considering, like, okay, but actual people doing that, though. um, anyway,
I mean, it depends on the city because you can't really do that much in Boston.
I was just going to say people should watch One Battle After Another for an illustration of this. Anyway, I think that everybody has got um I think that's a good enough role. I'm not even going to make you have to like pretend to have a secret conversation where you explain the plan. I think that's, like it'll be like obvious. Like you can just sort of like do a little subtle gesturing and point and everything. I think if it does require sort of like a hide for them to be expecting that you're further up ahead, but you've actually circled back around, I think I would like a group stealth check for that. But I'm
That'd
going to
be
let all of
finesse.
you. Yes, but I'm going to let everyone do their roll with advantage, which means add an extra d6 to it because Bright has found such a good spot for this.
Okay.
So who's
So
leading the stealth?
is that an agility check?
Finesse.
It's
Finesse.
finesse.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
+3.
Okay.
All right.
I think you're a leader.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
We're all doing
Okay,
it with
so-
advantage to
Mhm.
help you.
all right.
Ooh, only an
Oh.
8.
And I'm spending a
Okay.
hope.
An 8 will be a
Oh,
minus
1
1.
second.
Mhm.
Or gotta get one from my Zeke.
Okay. I know we're not done yet, but so yeah, so
Yeah.
it looks like it's a break even for the assistants. We've got 2 fails and and 2 successes. So
All right, but you said with plus advantage, so
yeah, 18.
With
18
Okay.
with
hope.
hope.
Yes, 18 with hope. So go ahead and take a hope for your roll there. And so what happens is you've all sort of you've got this spot where in order to continue following in the direction you were going, they would have to be jumping down from a particular rooftop, but what you've actually done is kind of circled around to where you would actually be ready to sort of surround them as soon as they do that. But you're hidden from where they would be before they jump down. I'm describing
Oh,
correctly
yeah.
the idea here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
perfect. So
And I can imagine, like, kind of illustrating the failures of Bright and Zeke is like, Bright is just con constantly mumbling about the strategy he studied, and Zeke is like his hooves are having trouble keeping traction.
well, I
But
think the combined efforts, though, of everyone else suggests that they are helped with whatever might have given them away
yeah,
otherwise.
yeah.
But in any case, what happens then is that as you have taken your hiding places, not long um, after you're in position, what drops down into view in your little your little trap is a small, perhaps like 4 feet tall, humanoid frog person with sort of bright green skin, like from the top, fading to like a yellow on the front, big, bulging golden eyes, and they're dressed like basically like Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they drop into view there, and as soon as they do, they realize, wait, the light is not in the right place, but it's too late. They're in your trap. Now what?
Oh,
All right, you. What is it with following us?
They're looking around. There's definitely sort of like a prey sort of like freeze reaction. And they're going to try to um, jump like away. They like maybe jump back up onto the roof. They look like they might be capable of it. Is someone going to try to do something to stop that?
um, who has a someone has a grasping vines? Zeke.
Yeah, I have it. Yeah, but I don't have any hope to actually restrain them.
Why
Okay.
not?
I will use
Oh,
inspirational words.
no, never mind. I can do it with one. So
Okay.
I can do it with one. I need a hope if I'm going to do it with two people.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
I've got a spell as well if yours doesn't work.
All right.
I have
Okay.
Shadowbind. Yeah.
Yeah, so let me see if Vicious Entangle is going to work.
Okay. Okay. 14 is exactly the target. So that is going to be success, but it is a success with fear. Um, I think that. So what is it? First of all, does it do any damage, or does it just sort of wrap them up?
It does 1d8 damage. 1d8
Okay.
plus 1. So
All right.
let me roll that super quick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Okay. 6. So
Yeah,
okay.
but
Yeah.
they
So
are temporarily restrained.
yeah. So the vines wrap around them. The thorns are kind of scratching at them. They're clearly like struggling, almost looking like in a brief panic. But then as they look around, they turn to face Curia and shoot out their tongue, and they're trying to grab your torch.
Oh,
Oh, I
okay.
guess I could do the d20 roll. I could do it in roll 20. Um, they got an 11. What is your evasion, Curia?
13.
Okay, so I think you see what they're trying to do, and you're able to sort of yank it away in time, and so the this tongue goes wide, but then they're struggling against the vines and they're making noises that are kind of it seems complex like language, but none of you recognize it.
It
Kiria's
doesn't.
gonna hand off her torch to probably Basilius,
Mm-hmm.
and then um kneel down next in front of him and say, "Can you understand me?"
Um, make a presence check here because
Okay.
they've been attacked basically, so they're scared.
Yeah. Let's see. I guess my highborn privilege probably wouldn't help.
Well, I mean, it's not necessarily like they would know you, but you have sort of a habit of the demeanor and
Yeah.
a
Okay.
calm authority, for example. I could imagine that if you have a hope to spend for it.
Um, you have advantage on rolls to consort with nobles, negotiate prices,
That
or
would not apply.
leverage your reputation. So
No,
it's
so
not like
not that. I thought it was
not
an
a hope thing.
experience. Yeah. Well, so no, I thought it was an experience. So never mind. It wouldn't be that.
Okay. Okay. So 9. Oof.
Okay.
Oof.
Um,
With help.
they are like leaning away from you. They're scared. They're still struggling. I think that you did roll with hope, so
Yep.
you all still have kind of control over this. They're struggling, but they also they're gesturing. Who did you hand the torch to?
Me.
Yeah.
Okay, they're pointing at that and then pointing at the ground, and like, they seem frantic about it.
Okay, so
Cover it. Cover it.
yeah,
Yeah,
or
cover it up.
can I turn it off and someone turn the light on? How's this thing turned off, Curio?
I mean, like, would it be something like you would do a normal torch instead of a where it's just very bright?
It's your item. I will allow you to decide how it works. It can be a flashlight switch if you want. I'm just
It
saying.
could have a cap.
But-
It could have like a metal cap that
Like-
Oh,
douses
yeah,
the light.
yeah.
It
It's-
could
Yeah.
be that it works just like a regular torch, except that when it's burning, it's brighter, right? Like it could be that. It could
Well,
be whatever.
no,
you want it to be.
it's got a built-in cap. You
Mhm.
put that on top, and it'll
Okay.
like
I'll cap it.
dim it,
Okay.
or it'll put it out for until it's removed.
Mm-hmm. It is. I think. Right now they are. As soon as you do that, it's pitch black in here again.
Yeah.
You do hear them continuing to kind of croak and struggle, but there is a little bit of a so it's still all of it's still this party spotlight though.
We don't want to hurt you. I'm sorry for the damage from the spell, but it is a. We need to know why you are following us.
As you're talking, so first of all, did anyone light something else? Because otherwise it's pitch black in here.
Yeah, I think we would have taken out a regular torch and lit it, and then just kind of had like
As soon as you do that, their eyes
or
go
like
wide again, and then she says,
or okay, got like essentially like a match, and just so it just no. Okay.
It's shaking
Green
its
light.
head, and it's just like. "Arr!" I mean, so like
Do you
you're
have
doing these
any-
things, and it's so I'm going to spend a fear to let it have its own spotlight again, and then spend a second fear to have it start wriggling out of the vines. But that is all it's able to do at the moment, is just to like get to where the vines are no longer restraining it. It's not moving away yet. It's just struggling out of the vines. But as like it's still frantic, and you're watching its franticness go up every time you light a new flame.
Okay, so it knows about something that is either attracted to or otherwise does not like fire.
Or it
Like-
doesn't
or
or
light.
it doesn't like light itself.
Oh, true.
It may be may be sensitive to the bright light itself.
Yeah.
So I mean, is someone going to do something? It looks like it
Boone, do
wants
you
to.
have a?
It's going to try to, unless you try to restrain it again, it is going to try to hop, not like back up onto the building, but like outside of being encircled by you all.
I I figure if it's like on the same on the ground, I figure let it have a little space if that'll make allow it to be calm.
Given its demeanor, I'm not certain that it is particularly inimical.
I also don't think it's particularly hostile.
It would be nice to know more
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so
from the
you don't
creature.
have time
but
for this
Yeah.
conversation. It's
Yep.
about to
Yeah.
jump out of the
Yeah.
circle. So, I mean, tell me
Yeah,
if
well,
I'm
no one's-
inclined to let it go.
if
Yeah,
you're
let
letting
him
it
go.
okay,
Stay-
okay.
I think we're letting it go.
So it does that, and then it kind of hops again a little bit away, so that it's about 20 feet away. I'm going to assume because that you have, like you have just like a match going right now, because
Yeah.
just because it's like you can't see it otherwise. But and so as soon as it's away a little bit, and it watches you not sort of immediately reacting to recapture it, it takes a deep breath.
Is there any way that Wright might be able to make sense of what he's trying to say? Because I
Yes.
can't.
Right. Yeah. So I think that you can make a roll that this would probably be
Comprehend.
yeah, comprehend.
Yep.
You definitely don't understand the language, but to try to
Right.
interpret the tone and gestures and
Yeah,
so on.
so
I
I'm going to
think,
spend a hope again for Underworld
Mhm.
Scholar. I think that
Yeah.
that's a
Mhm.
reasonable thing. And that is an 18 with fear.
Okay, so I will take the fear, but I think what you are gleaning from it, it's very clear that it is telling you to put out the fire.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to think that something very bad will happen. You get the sense this is a warning for you. It's not that it doesn't like it. It's warning you that you should put the fire out, because something very bad might happen, that the bad thing indicated by rah, rah, rah.
Yeah. Now my wand sends sparkles. Would it be reasonable to be able to modulate my magic to be able to produce a very small light from it that isn't fire?
I think so.
Okay.
I would say it's certainly going to be a lot less light than the torch was doing. I would say it would be marginally more than a match.
Right, but on the order of a candle.
Yeah, like a candle. I think it would be something along
All right,
that.
I shall try that and see how he reacts.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll shake out the match.
All right. It as you shake out the match.
I feel like Gandalf in the tunnels there, just
Yeah.
breathing on a crystal and setting it in his staff.
Yeah, I think as you do that, this little frog creature, I'm going to go ahead and say, even though the ribbit is a species, an ancestry you can be in Daggerheart, I'm going to say that, like, I think maybe you all are aware that that's like a kind of person you could be, but I don't think there are any in where you're from.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
They're from that wetland further west.
But even still, it is generally an expectation in Daggerheart that everyone shares a common language, and so this one not sharing a common language is unusual.
Okay.
So, just pointing that out, because I think it's something that would be you all would sort of recognize as being unusual. But in any case, so as you glow from your wand, you can all kind of see, and there's a moment where this little frog like hops closer and like peers at it carefully, and it kind of starts reaching out, and then it sort of thinks better of it, and it's like looking to you like it's asking permission, like it wants to reach out and touch it.
I'll do
Cabela's.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
What does it feel like to the frog if they just reach out and like touch the glowing part?
Um, a little bit of tingle.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, unless I intend it to be hostile, the golden slime's magic is beneficial. Um, and it feels like it leaves a little bit of a residue on the fingers.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. So they touch that and it's like, and they take your hand back and pointing at the wand.
Okay,
Very well. Let's use this then.
that sounds like a good idea.
So I'm getting the impression that the like a regular type of flame fire will attract something big and nasty,
Mhm.
and
Hmm.
let's not do
Essentially,
that
this would
anymore.
be so. Perhaps I mean, even if we are unable to communicate with this fellow in complicated terms, that we've learned that much.
I'll
And,
I'll take the torch back and kind of put it
Sure.
away where I can grab it if we get in trouble.
Yeah. So now that you're not like trying to like grab it or like restrain it or and you've put the fires out, it seems to have I think you actually get maybe just a little like it's a frog person, so it's a little hard to say. There's not boobs, but you're getting a little bit of a feminine vibe, despite the Indiana Jones outfit. But in any case,
Or a croft.
no, Indiana Jones, but still, you can have a woman can wear the Indiana
That
Jones
is very
outfit.
cute.
Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah. So in any case, there's like, so they're still sort of like not wanting you to surround them, her, I guess. Now that I've said, but she's looking at all of you and just going like,
I nod assiduously, thinking I understand what she says.
I'm thinking for anyone listening in audio, I ought to indicate that these gestures is suggesting like, all of you up. And then they.
I'll kind of point down, like I'll like indicate all of us, and I'll say, "Go down. We are going down."
And so make another presence roll.
Okay. 19
Okay,
with
19.
hope.
with hope, nice.
Yeah. So you say that and they just kind of say
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
We don't want to be here either. We'd rather go around.
I'm going to try and interpret that again, if you don't mind.
Sure.
I think she's getting better at charades.
That's a 17 with fear.
Okay. Yeah, I think you're getting like they seem to be suggesting if you want to go down, you should be going down another way, not this way. This way's bad. This way's dangerous.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'll try and it's like, will you lead us? Will you, we'll follow you, follow you to a better down? Maybe make a presence check for that.
Yeah, go ahead.
19.
Good news, bad news.
Those shadows
Yeah.
are closing in.
She gives you a little bit of like Kermit consternation face. Like, I can't really actually do it with my mouth.
Yeah,
but,
that yes.
Yeah. Yeah, just she kind of like looking back in like the direction you were trying to go, and then just like looking at all of you and just like. Ringa.
Rina? Riga?
Ringa.
Rina.
Ringa.
Kyria. Kyria. Kyria.
Yeah.
Yes. And going to bright. Bright.
Right.
Zeke. Zeke, yes.
Zeke.
Basilius or Bass.
Go with Bass.
Bass.
Yeah, it's easier.
Then
Sue.
Susan.
So.
Sue.
Sue.
So.
Sue.
Sue works.
Sue. Yeah.
Christiana does the best frogs ever.
And pointing like sort of back the way you were coming.
Okay, we'll follow.
So they start leading you kind of back in the other way, the previous way, like where you had come, but kind of off at a little angle, not literally backtracking the exact same path. And they take you to a spot where there are some stairs on the inside of a ruined building that lead up to kind of a relatively secluded little rooftop area.
Mhm.
And you can see that they have what is like a little campsite up there.
Oh.
And I think that Bright, well, and like maybe others would sort of intuit this too, but I think what the immediate impression that is conveyed here is that this is almost like a biologist setting up an animal blind to study an area.
Mhm.
And they've clearly got they open up a big leather pouch, and they have several like journals.
Mhm.
And they take one out, and they're sort of flip flop flap 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 flap, and they pull out what is like, it's hard, as we've discussed, we have our 2D map that we're using as kind of a
Yeah.
representation. It's hard to map the tunnels, but
Mhm.
I think that it's clearly a map, right?
Mhm.
And they're showing to you, and they're kind of pointing at elements of it, and pointing like in directions, and pointing it just like seeming to sort of like ask, like, do you understand what I'm showing you?
Okay, so like go between the map and the
Well,
scenery that we're looking
don't
at.
we have
Yeah,
our
so
own map?
So I think your map does not include a detailed representation of these ruins.
Okay.
Like it
Right.
has a broad area that says haunted ruins here.
Yeah.
There be
Um,
dragons.
And
There
they
be.
and
They
they
have
they,
what looks more like a sort of city map.
okay.
It's not super detailed, but it's considerably more detailed than yours is for this area.
Well, Bright is absolutely going to sit down and start trying to copy down as much as he can of this.
Okay.
Mhm.
Uh-huh. And so as they
I'm not sure if I brought enough paper.
there's definitely sort of a sense of like, and so they're
Wish I could
definitely
ask this
like,
fellow awake.
they seem pleased that you are copying their map. But and so I think on the map there's definitely indications of like, this is where the crater is, and there's some sort of like here and there's little footnotes, like you don't recognize the exact symbol, but the context is pretty clear. There's a couple of like little flags in various areas, and then there's little footnotes below. You can't make anything of the actual
Writing.
but
yeah.
it seems clear that from this map that they have got this map of the city. Maybe they've been here for a while, and that they have indicated certain areas as points of interest.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Would any of those points of interest, like, can we tell if like where we sprung that trap might be among those points of interest?
I think that's it would be on the outskirts of the map they're showing you, and they don't have anything marked out there.
Okay.
It's a good question though.
Yeah.
So you are able to find where that was, and they don't have anything indicated there.
Hmm.
But then they're watching you copy the map, and then they just go, ah, okay,
Mhm. Mhm.
I, I'm getting the impression is that it's miming the person we were following.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what my
Yeah.
Likewise.
yes. Yes.
And
That
like,
Yeah, that's
yeah, we're following.
yes. Dangerous.
Yeah.
We're mighty too.
That's
The image of Blight, right, being the one to go, whoa.
yeah. Uh. Oh
we
God.
have a mission.
Yeah.
Uh,
How can we
It does,
get that across?
Yeah.
um,
How do you describe Manchego Manor in mime? Like, would it be like the walls, fighting?
Manchego Manor has the big gates at the front.
yeah.
Yeah. Up there.
And and I'll point to our goblin friend, and one, and then many goblin behind doors, and you may want me to make a presence
Bang,
roll to
bang,
get that
bang.
idea across.
They so they look kind of confused, but they flip away from the map that you were just on for a moment to what looks like a much broader, like, regional sort of map, and it looks like it would be, maybe kind of the equivalent of the big campaign frame that we've got from their end, but you can see that theirs is much more detailed where yours is not, and vice versa.
Vice versa. Okay.
right. So we point around Manchego Manor and like me.
And if he'll let me, I will start sketching on his map. I'll put out a pen and start looking ready to put down a pen on the edge of his area.
I think
there's
he reacts
well,
to that.
it's also her, but still,
Her.
it's
Her,
yeah, it's
her,
okay.
yeah.
I mean, I know, I get
Yeah.
it.
I'm
But-
sorry, I forgot that part.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
what
fine.
do you expect?
But yeah, so I think there's a little bit of a,
I think
and then they get out a blank
our
piece
map.
of paper
Okay,
next
so-
to it to like.
Okay, so I kind of lay it down over
Like, don't write on
section
mine.
and start, and then start making notations, and eventually, make a little drawing of a bunch of goblins and a big gate at Manchego Manor, and just kind of point to all of it, because I mean, the as far as they're concerned, telling her that we're all from there is,
Yeah.
I mean, right?
Close
So
enough. You did come from
enough.
there most recently.
We came from there. That's most recently from there. That may not be our origin, but it's as true as needs to be for the situation.
I was realizing, especially because the uncommon language, I will let our underworld scholar here again make a check to, like, do you know anything about where Riga might be from?
Okay, so a recall roll on knowledge.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm burning a lot of hope on that bonus, so I'm not going to spend it
Well,
this
I
time.
mean, okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Well, actually, no. It's good. It's worthwhile because not only do I get the bonus to the roll, but I also have that human ability to
Oh yeah, you stress.
to use stress to re-roll.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll go ahead and spend another hope for that. Um,
All right.
and that's a 13, and I will in fact spend a stress because I want to get a really good roll.
Okay.
Well, should I ask if it fails or not?
Well, I think you know you can make your own call.
How about a
Wow. Okay,
critical?
a crit. But so I think that this is something that doesn't come up very often, and so you didn't realize
Mhm.
right away. But suddenly now you're, especially when you're
It's kind of a
looking
zebra.
at
It's kind of thing. It's like I
maps.
originally thought of it. It's like, no, it can't be that.
Well, I think it's more a matter of, I think what reminds you is looking at the maps,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
in particular, if let me, I can switch us on the map here so that people can see what we're referring to here. So you all are on the map screen, right?
Yeah, yeah.
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 Mhm.
Yeah. So if you look further down below the Gritterfell, below the ruins of T-Mire, below the Abysk, there's a little town. And this is a place that is not like not a lot of
Oh,
people know
it's
about it.
in the reflection of stars. Yes, I
Yes,
see it.
it's not a lot of people know about it, but there is a you do recall that there have been reports that there is a little reclusive community there, and it's known as Cuissis de Grenouille. It is like what you have known about it is that it's basically like they keep to themselves, but you realize, oh yeah, okay, this that they must be from there, but they don't. So there's been reports of that as a place, so you're pretty sure that that's where they are from.
Oh, if we wanted a guide to get us deeper down, we couldn't have asked for someone better than this young lady. Uh, we if we can figure out a way to communicate better. Ah, unfortunately. Ah, in any case,
They seem much happier right now at the moment, by the way, with this being you looking and being impressed by their books and
yeah.
their maps and stuff, like, and not going anywhere
Yeah.
dangerous. They seem happier
So,
with this.
so, hmm. So is their village represented on the map?
Yeah.
Yeah. So are you not seeing on the
Yeah, I see it. I see it.
Okay, yeah.
So
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 I'm saying you see them showing a village there,
yeah.
and you're just like, oh wait, wasn't there supposed to have been this reclusive village called Crisis de Grenouille there?
And
And yeah.
Yes.
is that like City
So
of Frogs?
I'm going. It's like you.
Almost.
We follow you and then point to the place. Can you lead us to that place?
Make a presence roll.
21 with
Madness.
fear.
21 is pretty good. Okay. So like that is both the communication part, but also the request, right? So I think
Yeah.
they look at you, they look down at all their journals, they look kind of across the city, and they're like, and then all of you, and then just and then starts pointing around at like all your weapons and your armor, and it's saying
Yep.
Well,
We will
yeah.
we will.
We can't have armor or weapons if
Well,
we go there.
no, it's not that we can't have them. They have so
Or we can't wear them.
now.
Yeah, we can't go
Well,
swinging
yeah, we need
swords.
we need to peace bond our weapons in order to. So
That makes sense.
so I will take out a scrap of leather thong and take my wand and tie it to my belt and hold up empty hands. And it's like, is that sufficient?
They look at you like they're trying to like you're maybe not quite doing what they thought, and then they kind of like you're wearing robes, right?
Yeah,
Otherwise,
yeah.
so I think they kind of they go over and like they're again like sort of looking at you before they touch you, but then
Yeah.
they sort of just like use a fold of your robe just for a moment to like fold it over the sword so that the sword can't be seen.
Right.
Open again.
Yeah.
Okay, hiding it.
Understood.
We cannot have our weapons showing.
Yep.
God.
So
That's gonna be difficult with my shepherd's crook. Just saying.
Do you
I'm gonna
like hold
lean
that
on it
out
a
to
lot.
like gesture with it or something like that?
Or
Or are you just talking? Because I think when you're all just
Yeah.
talking amongst each other,
Yeah.
they're just kind of watching like.
yeah, so
yeah, Kira would take her bow and basically like unstring it.
Put it in the quiver.
And
Yeah.
hold that out as like a for her to examine. Well, like,
yeah,
Good enough. It
and I
looks
just
like.
kind of
yeah,
slip it into my pack.
yeah.
I'm going to draw like a path between where we are and the and the creases de Grenouille and long walk. Scary monsters. We'll be armed for that. But, and then I'll point to Creases Gunwheel. Slip my wand up my sleeve, cross my arms. We'll stay peaceful at that location.
And then she's pointing at her map of the city again, and pointing it like.
So
So
I
if it
love you,
doesn't look
Christiana.
like you have weapons, it's
If we
safe to go
if we
through.
don't go armed, it's safe to move through. I see.
ah,
Well then.
ish. Fair enough.
Well,
And I'm going to take that little spark that's on the end of my wand and transfer it to the carving that symbolizes your patron that I have, and carry that as our light. Just bling, and then put the wand away.
So it's a little glowing gumball looking thing.
So like he's holding a bead of light instead of it having to
instead
hold
of a wand weapon there.
Okay.
oh, kitchen
I
knife.
think all right, this is difficult for me, honestly.
Well,
because I don't have a cloak. If I had a cloak, I could wrap it in a cloak and just like string it around my back.
Well, I mean, you've got
hold
clothing.
out. Well, hold out the shepherd's crook. See if how it reacts.
All right.
Sorry, how she reacts.
Yeah. So I'll do that. I'll hold it out in both hands.
It looks and is like. And it reaches out to like adjust how you're holding it, and everyone remember in the Two Towers movie where Gandalf sneaks his staff in just by holding it like not up like this, but just like holding it where it's sort of end on, and it's not as obvious.
Well, didn't he like lean heavily on it?
He tells one guard Like,
Uh-huh.
oh, you wouldn't deny an old man his walking stick. But
Yeah.
then going into the throne room, he's also like holding it like a suitcase,
Yeah,
not up
yeah.
like a staff. And
Yeah,
it's just
yeah,
not and it just doesn't read. Like
Yeah.
like if you didn't know he had it, like you wouldn't immediately spot
Yeah.
that he's carrying a whole staff. And so I
Okay.
think just kind of holding it like you're not holding it like a weapon, you're holding it like just something you're carrying.
Okay.
And it kind of says
Okay.
Okay, and well, I can put my knife away and vest, and my fire poker's already in my pack.
Yeah.
And it starts like looking around at the little campsite and starts putting like the journals back into a pack. Is not loading everything. It's not like completely striking the whole campsite, but is clearly taking all of like the valuable things and putting them back into like a big backpack. And they seem pretty agile with it nonetheless, but they've got just this ridiculous like bulging round backpack that they're wearing on this tiny little 4-foot frame.
Stronger than
Reminds
she
me of
looks.
reminds me a little bit of a turtle person I once saw.
You mean the four brothers?
Huh?
I was making Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Oh, okay.
Oh
Yeah.
no, the our turtle friend that is actually
Yes.
traveling with us, but we
Ah!
seem to have
Clem
lost him.
Jr. Yes.
Yeah, Clem
Yes.
Jr.
Yeah, Clem Jr. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I think that once they sort of finish packing up, they just so in any case, so I think as you're packing up, you see there's a bit where they have what looks like sort of a box, like a ration box. And then they look at it and then they kind of like hesitate and then look to all of you and then open up and then hold it out as though like, do you need any? And you look in there and it is all like sugared insects.
Yeah.
Maybe some of
Well-
them are salted.
Yeah.
They're basically just like
Okay.
various insects covered in like dry powder.
Okay.
Yeah. And while that we have eaten worse, I'm going to open up my own like victuals pouch and show her the
Yeah.
shroom wolf flank and acid slime that I've got.
Oh.
Yeah,
for our
they
next feast.
glance in there curiously and then see it and just go.
Like you eat that?
Yeah.
I would mime like cooking. Like
Well, she'll undoubtedly see
she
us
will,
cooking
she will
stuff.
see it. She will see it in time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So as she sets off, like kind of leading you, she's not leading you on the path of the tracks you were following. Is that something
Okay.
you call to her attention or you request?
Yeah,
anything?
no, I'm getting. This is a higher priority to get
Yeah.
deeper down, and that's going to take us a long way if we
Mhm.
can follow her all that way.
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
If we come across the tracks,
Mhm.
I would point them out to her, but
Okay.
not demand.
Well, so I
that we
mean, I
follow.
think there would be a point where you're going to like cross over that path. She looks like she's not getting ready to turn and follow the path, but to keep going in the direction she's chosen.
But
Yeah.
I would say, Rhea, clank,
Gary.
clank.
Yeah.
Pointing at the tracks.
Yeah. We were following. We don't have to follow in. Sorry, it froze for a second.
That's okay. She's giving you gestures you don't really know what to do with. She looks like she's she's trying. She knows that you're not understanding her, and she's trying to think. It's like, and she gestured. We're going to follow that track for a little bit. Like, she's like,
Good.
so she
Oh.
does start going that way.
Okay.
But she in fact she's almost like urging you, like, come on, we need,
Yeah.
we need
Okay.
to go
Yeah.
faster. And they guide you through, and to be clear, the signs of haunting that I had previously described, those not only haven't gone away, but as you are getting deeper into the city, they are becoming more frequent, and you are seeing more and more of these sort of spectral images here. You are seeing what look like armored knights on horseback.
Whoa.
You are seeing
Oh,
what look
that's
like
an accomplishment down here.
like you know, Bright told you there was a whole expedition force from the surface.
Yeah.
But and there are you see what looks like a minotaur riding some sort of a giant dragonfly. You see what look like a lot of civilians. It's a little hard to. They seem like you don't think you see any humans that are not in armor or armed in some way, but lots of other types of varieties. Running here and there, panicked. You occasionally pass by what looks like there's a fire there, except that there's not. You sort of hear the fire. You almost even feel the flames for just a moment, like the warmth, but then it'll just sort of fade out.
Right.
And you're seeing a lot of evidence that there was a battle there, and yet all of these wraiths, when you do see them, seem to ignore all of you entirely. They don't seem aware of you at all.
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
And then I think seeing some of those is looking to you and just saying,
It's like that's the playlist this sound system is stuck on. Let's keep going.
Yeah. So they follow these tracks, and they don't seem like worried. Like, they don't seem like they're worried that there's going to be a trap or anything. So they're just kind of like trucking along, and then they get to where for the first time you've seen where it wasn't just sort of necessary for navigation. You see the tracks do sort of divert from just the shortest possible path from here to there. They do leave sort of this central path and go in as though to enter an obviously like ruined building. And you are in now part of the city now where it's not completely blasted. You're not quite at the crater, but it is one of the buildings that's more heavily damaged, meaning like a whole side of it is just collapsed to rubble, and there's just parts of the wall that remain. But the tracks do seem like they go in there. Curia, if or anyone else who would like to, the tracks do get a little bit more complicated here. If you would like to try to interpret what was happening.
Absolutely. Instinct. And I have hope, so I might as well use it for Huntress.
All right.
15 with
15
hope.
with hope.
Hey.
It looks like what happens is at a certain point, the path kind of like turns sharply. Like, it doesn't even just sort of veer in that direction. It just like reaches to the point where it would be even with the door of that building, and then just like turns at a right angle. And goes to the threshold of the door, doesn't cross it, and there's a moment, or like there's some tracks where it looks like what they did is they sort of changed their stance, like they're standing in a different way right there, and then just stand there for a moment. And then it seems to continue inside. But what's a little bit strange is you see that there are tracks also leaving the threshold, but the tracks look like they go into part that is obstructed by rubble. So, like, it's not clear how they could have done that. Like, you see half of a footprint blocked, like, with a rock where the other half would be. But that rubble looks like it's been there for hundreds of years.
I'm gonna go and like kind of poke my finger at the rock that it's obscuring the that the step goes into. Uh, Is it an illusion?
It is not. So Riga is watching you kind of like study that, and is like studying you studying it, and then looking to all of you and saying, "Okay," and like moving to like kind of almost follow the tracks, and then it gets to the point where it stopped, and then it kind of.
Oh, it
And
flies.
then it's no. Well, like you say that, but like it's
Yes.
kind of just it's looking at you like I'm still doing a thing. I don't know what you're saying. But it's like raising its arms up, and then it points at like the walls and the rubble. And
Oh, it's climbing.
Oh, climbing. Oh. Oh.
So
pointing at the rubble. And goes and then like goes over to like an area where there's a few like small scattered stones, and it takes them and goes sort of like a little tiny gesture by the rocks, and then kneels down and stacks the rocks up on top of each other.
it made the rocks move. It made the rocks stack.
All right. Can I make an analyze check?
Yes.
Because I'm not following.
I mean, obviously in this experience we're limited both by
Yes.
I'm in a little box window.
17
right?
with hope, finally.
Yes.
Yay.
Yay.
After several minutes of trying to sort of figure out the charades here, the whole of this sort of explanation is, you think, Riga watched the this patchwork knight, seem approach the building. It did something magic. It waved its arms in the air, and the broken building rebuilt itself. And then it went inside and came out holding something. And after it was out, the building went back to the way it is.
Oh.
So it managed to reverse time in some way.
Or else just, well, yes, in some way. But most importantly, it retrieved something from in there.
It reshaped.
And I don't think we have the means to find out what that might have been.
Unless we catch it. So I think it's
Unless
most
we catch
important that we catch the knight.
Is looking at all of you sort of discussing that, and then it looks to you, Bright, and it points at a spot on part of the rubble where you can see that there was kind of some symbol that's engraved there, but it's like it's mostly destroyed, right? Like most of the stone is gone. You only just see the edges of what was clearly an engraved symbol of some kind, and points to that, and then kneels down and starts sketching it in the dust.
Okay. I'll kneel down next to him and next to her and watch closely.
It has she has to try a couple of times because it's sort of a complex symbol, and you're trying to draw it with your finger in the dust is hard. Right? But it seems to be what look like two like toothed clockwork gears, like enmeshed with each other above like a spiral that might be a spring. Right? And I think that you don't recognize it as a symbol. You recognize what it seems like it might represent.
Some kind of
right,
clockwork.
right. And the thing is, I
place.
think you all are familiar with clockwork, but also these ruins look like they're centuries old. Which
Oh,
Hmm. Clockwork would be newer than that. You would think.
I mean, there are mysteries of the past that are beyond our knowledge. So maybe not.
she points at the diagram. Huh? Huh? Huh?
Maybe a predecessor to clockwork.
Or that whole time shenanigans that the wizard
Yeah.
was going about, the
I mean,
Patchwork Knight was going about.
Yeah.
So,
the idea that it's a clank kind of goes into the clockwork, because like there's several different mechanisms yeah that a being like that can have. So, hmm. Okay. Well, if since we can't do the magic it did, it probably can't follow it any further.
No,
Well-
but it went in and came out again.
Mm.
But it probably did something similar with the rubble over here.
So to be clear, the rubble where the footprints went is the building that it rebuilt and
Yeah.
then let
Yeah.
collapse
Oh,
again when they
okay.
left.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the
Okay.
way I
So
read
the
that. Yeah.
tracks
Okay.
do then come back out and continue on the other direction.
Okay.
So
Okay,
yes,
so-
they left their
So-
original path, went into the building after rebuilding it. When they left the building again, it collapsed again, and then they continued back where they were going.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I
So
guess.
let's
Yeah.
keep on going.
Yeah. Well, gesture for her to move on.
Yeah.
She's doing that, but she's also just like looking at her books and just looking at you and just like.
I think we need to
You re-
start working on some sort of common language with this one.
Yeah.
Um,
I wish I knew a spell or something or some sort of enchantment that would allow us to speak with her. I do not.
I've never heard of such a thing, but
Yeah, alas,
I
this
am
game, because there's an assumption that everyone has a common language, it doesn't actually have a lot of spells that were for that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
would not be at all
wow.
surprised if Balthasar would know the kind of that kind of thing.
Now that would be. I wonder if any of his spy eyes are down in this area.
I think they were further off.
I mean,
Yeah,
he's got a lot of them.
He kind of
Yeah.
said they were all over the place, and you haven't really
Yeah.
seen any so far, but I don't know that you've really been looking for them.
If we come
Okay.
across one, we might tell him what's been going on.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah. I I got some ideas itching at the back of my mind that I think you might be interested in knowing. But yes, if we see one of his eyes, we should absolutely speak to it.
So, in any case, are you sort of indicating that you want to continue following the Patchwork Night tracks, or
Yeah.
Yeah, or
Okay.
Well,
moving
I
on
mean,
from here.
what if we,
I mean, you tell me.
If we can get out of here and keep going down,
the I have a feeling that as we get lower down, speaking above the table,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna. I don't think either of them are necessarily a bad thing, but it looks like this particular Patchwork Knight has a lot of head start on us,
Yeah.
and like catching him is probably not a really great idea. So what's the creature's name again?
Riga. Or
Lura?
at least
Riga.
that's what I've been,
Yeah.
like the,
Yeah.
they kind of, Yeah, never
Yeah.
mind. I was gonna make a reference to something nobody else would get, so never mind. But yes, Riga.
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 I mean, if
Okay.
Riga can
Riga.
if Riga can guide us all the
Mhm.
way to the Crisis de Granville,
Mhm.
Wrongly.
then yeah, Granwy, then that's a long way towards the lure.
Yeah.
Which is our ultimate destination anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think we should. I think we that, and quite frankly, we having a place where we might be able to even, restock supplies and that kind of thing. I mean, we
Yeah.
definitely want to follow that trail.
Yeah.
And if it happens to be alongside these tracks, then so much the better. But if it doesn't, if we have to make a choice of which direction to go, I think we follow Riga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Riga.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if we just so happen to chase the knight out of attacking territory, great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, we would try and communicate to Riga that we want to go to her home.
Okay. And when you say all that, like it takes a little bit of like talking to kind of get it across, but then it's just like, and pointing to the other tracks like,
Yeah.
and so does kind of they're leading you sort of away from the city center, and so now you are diverging more from
Okay.
the trail
All
that
right.
you had been following.
Yeah. I mean, we definitely found valuable information.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that it's still a bit of an eerie place to be. I think perhaps some of that fear might have been softened a little bit by having a friendly little frog guide you around, but also maybe increased by the fact that you only have a candle's worth of light to go by now, meaning that the darkness is that much more oppressive surrounding you. Um,
Yeah.
it means too that these wraith-like figures do have sort of an unearthly glow when they do show up, and so they're kind of all the more startling as they loom out of what was total darkness instead of having it be sort of something you see form. But it continues to be a story, I think, as you put together more and more of these, it just does seem like this was a case where there certainly were defenses for the city. Like here and there, you see, the remnants of destroyed barricades and that sort of thing. You do see places where there's actual combat between, like battle between the invading forces and the city defenses, but you also do see a lot of, like running civilians and everything that were clearly, being, this was this was not a, we have come to like conquer and hold the city. This was like destruction and looting. You see,
Yeah.
now it obviously didn't turn out very well, even for the invading force, it would seem. But yeah, you just definitely see indications of that. And I think in the context of knowing, the little bit of history that you did, Bright, I think that there is some history from the surface of a force that was sent out where, like, the surface city's history of this is that, again, this was pre-lure, so there's still not a lot of really solid sources, but the idea was that there was supposedly a hive of monsters that were sending out greater beasts and abominations to attack the surface, and that this expeditionary force was sent to stop that those abominations from spawning, and that's the purpose of this invasion force. I think that there was always kind of an understanding about among modern historians that that's probably not true. Like to the extent that it was true at all, it was always kind of just an excuse, and that it was really probably more a matter of kind of a crusade type deal.
Mm.
And so, but that said, certainly the evidence you're seeing here suggests that.
Yeah.
But you do find, though, that as you're now not going any closer towards the city, and in fact, the city center, and moving away from it, you are once again feeling the acceleration of that intensity diminish and fading back into, now it's just a cold spot, now it's just a sound, now it's just a little bit of a smell. But eventually, there is a side tunnel that is basically going to be represented here by this little vertical bit here. But it is basically not going through the city center, but rather going off through a side passage that does start leading down and down and down.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think that, so, and pretty soon I think you have left the city behind. And after a while, Riga kind of decides it's time to take a little bit of a rest, sort of like hops up on like a convenient little rock to sit on, and just goes, and like pointing like at all of you, and it's just like,
yeah,
I'd say
that would have been dangerous. So
I'd say maybe we should kind of do a little bit of foraging around, see what we can find.
Yes.
yeah.
There was definitely not really much of anything in the city. It seemed it was even oddly lifeless, meaning a normal cavern in a diverse cavern biosphere such as the Plover Caves would normally have a variety of things in there, especially with hundreds of years for it to move in. But it wasn't, and probably that's because there's a bunch of ghosts there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in any case, though, you have now felt that sort of, surreal chill has dissipated, and you feel you're back in more normal kinds of caves now. So I think you could not only do sort of like foraging for blooms, but you could also try to hunt a little bit of something else if you so inclined.
I think okay, how much space do people have?
I've got room for one.
I've got room for one.
I'm still full up, I think. Yeah, I'm still full up.
And I've got room, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
we could all find something and wind up with it. So yeah, I would like to go ahead and do some foraging for some blooms.
Okay. Give me just a moment.
I mean, what would hunting look like down here? Looking for like small.
I mean, I think that you are in a place that has a variety of things that could possibly be here. And I would say if you want to, like, you're not necessarily hunting for like a specific creature per se, right?
Yeah.
But you could be like looking for animal sign, or like trying to figure out like, well, if we were going to try to hunt something, what would it be? What would we look for? And so we can do rolls for that.
Yeah, I feel like I want to try hunting rather than gathering for a change.
Okay.
I think I'll go
spending
along
too much
with
time
that.
around Zeke in the outdoors.
I think each of you are able to do whichever you would like. So do we have some like part of the party is hunting and the other is gathering, so to speak?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Bright will be hunting for things that don't move on their own.
Okay. So let's do the gathering blooms for whoever's doing that first. So who's gathering blooms?
I think Zeke is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, once per rest, but we could just do it. Doesn't have to be a rest per se, but you can spend a hope to gather blooms from your surroundings, and then roll your hope die to, and I'll tell you what sort of flavor of bloom you get.
I'll do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Unfortunately, I don't have any hope, so I can't do it.
You'll need to do something where you make some rolls and maybe get some.
Actually, I am going to. It's like, oh, I don't really have. You say, you mentioned you don't have it in you to be doing that, and I give you a word of encouragement. I spend a token off of my inspirational words and grant you a point of hope.
Yay!
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, wow.
What do you say is your inspirational words?
Like, trust in the great elder golden slime. You will find something, I'm quite certain.
Okay, so we just roll a d12 for the
yeah. So
and the hope, and then
yeah, if you're gathering blooms, and so so Nobilis, that with a 2 you get a sweet bloom, which I think we need to decide what that is. If we've I know you guys,
sweet bloom.
Yeah, like a tuber of some kind.
Cave sugar ants.
Oh, well, so it could be ants. I guess the assumption is that it's like a plant, but it doesn't have to be.
I mean, a little ant colony. These aren't, gigantic monstrous ants. These are, and this is a particular variety that stores syrup in their abdomens. Yes.
Yeah, Riga sees that. It's like,
nom nom nom.
Yeah.
Candy time.
Snags a couple with their tongue from 6 feet away. Okay, cool. And so that was a 12 for for Kyria. So that's going to be a weird bloom.
And that's going to be a strength 1 always, right?
Yeah, blooms are. Yeah.
Yeah.
A 9 will be a savory.
Okay.
Okay, so I got 1 weird.
So yeah, I want to encourage us to describe what they are. Like, let's name it. What does it look like?
Let's see.
Especially the weird ones, we could imagine they're like magically strange or in some way.
I found.
If you want, there's a table that you can roll on to say what's interesting about it. If you want to roll a d20.
No.
I mean, if you can come up with one, that's fine too. I'm just saying there's an option if you can't think of anything.
I found a brain tuber. And it's almost like you hold it to your ear and it's almost like you hear whispering of some strange language.
Interesting. Okay.
All right.
So what about your savory bloom, Zeke? Could be some kind of rock salt or something like that if you wanted it. That would be an option. Or it could be like a lichen or something that grows on a.
Yeah, I think it's like a meaty flavored lichen. Okay. It's what do I want to call that? Drumstick lichen.
Okay.
Drumstick lichen.
It's finger lichen good.
I'm liking it.
I have 3. I have a 1 beast, 1 bloom, and 1 special. So I would need to hand off 1 to someone else.
Well, we haven't. Well, wait till we have to do cooking, and then we'll see
Yeah.
what we'll have left over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
So is
remember,
it-
we've got a box to
Yeah.
put extra stuff in.
True. Yeah.
Yeah. So is anyone also hunting or?
I'm
I'm
hunting.
hunting.
Okay. All right. So Basilius and Sue, I assume you're careful to not go too far, but you're looking for signs of something something tasty, I imagine, right? So
Yep.
Indeed.
who wants to make a roll to try to track something down?
What's your instinct?
1.
Mine's 2. I think I might be slightly better at this.
Okay.
Okay.
So I will make a roll.
Mhm.
I don't think I have a skill that helps here. It's a 17 with hope.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that will definitely so go ahead and take a hope for that. And I think that you find what looks like a tunnel and some tracks made by a large snake type creature, like a serpent of some kind. Pretty big. So like not like bigger than you, but like not a small snake. The point is, so it's like it would be maybe like 8 to 10 feet long, something like that.
Oh wow.
Something that if we were to fight it or were to be involved in an actual combat, might have a hit point or two.
Hey, look at this, Sue.
Ooh.
Sue, you can make a like a knowledge roll to maybe recognize it if you like.
Sure. That's a +0. I have no clue fear.
Okay.
Oh,
So
boy.
it might be poisonous. I don't know. I've never
Well-
seen that before.
One of the interesting things about the trail that it leaves is that it has what looks at first like it might be like leaving like scales getting scraped off in the dirt, but when
Mhm.
you sort of take a closer look at the scales, it's like they're shards of glass.
Wow.
Um.
And you don't recognize this at all.
Nope.
Well, let's see if it's nearby. If it's nearby, we'll try to kill it and
Mm-hmm.
bring it to the pot.
Yeah.
Go track it.
Yep.
I don't know. We've just accumulated stuff and off of monsters before. This is a whole new experience for me.
Yeah. So I think because you already succeeded on finding the trail, you can follow it basically.
Yep.
And
Okay.
so I think it leads you, enough away that it would not be quick for everyone to like come and join you, right? Like you're not that far. You know how to get back to where the others are, but in
Yeah.
between, they're not just right there, right? So
Yeah.
So in any case, that which I'm just basically saying that if we're having a combat here, it'll be just the two of you.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that you see a little spot where it's going into like you see there's a little like a hot spring. It's not like a really nice one where you could like sit and like have a bath in it. It's kind of just like a warm wet mud kind of burbling up in a spot there, but near there where you imagine the rocks around it are warm, you see this snake, and I don't have an easy way to just show it to you. It's basically just imagine a great big snake that looks like its skin and scales on the outside are made of kind of like glass. Guess what it's
Well
called?
then.
Guess what it's
Glass
called?
snake.
Glass
Yeah!
snake.
A glass
Glass
snake.
It's glass snake. So yes, it's a clear serpent with a massive head that leaves behind a glass shard trail wherever they go. And so right now it looks like it's kind of just sort of enjoying the warmth for the moment, but I think there is a little bit of a tinkling sound as you get a little bit closer. Unless you were going to really try to sneak up on it or something.
I'm trying to sneak up on it.
Yeah,
Alright.
yeah. We're,
All
we're
right.
trying to
Well,
be stealthy.
Like, granted, this is probably lots and lots of like.
okay. Well, if you want to have been stealthing, go ahead and give me some stealth checks.
Agility?
I believe no,
Finesse.
I believe
Oh.
stealth is finesse. Yeah.
Oh, finesse.
Yeah,
Okay.
hide.
That's
Yeah.
slightly better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's definitely way better for me.
Mm-hmm.
18
Okay.
with fear.
All right. A 13
13
with hope.
with hope.
I'm going to say that I'm going to say what that means is, Sue, you think it's got an eye on you kind of split up to sort of like corner it, right? And you think it's kind of got the eye on you and it's clinking a little bit, but it does not see Basilius.
Okay.
And so right now it's, it's watching you, but it seems like to only be aware of you. And so,
Okay.
right now it's just watching. You're also thinking you're not very big. It might be trying to consider whether it could eat you or not.
Yeah, I can go ahead and consider that.
Mm-hmm. So it hasn't moved yet, though.
Although I think I am going to like fairly slowly
Mm-hmm.
like reach for the fire poker because this might need a two-hander.
Okay.
Whereas I'm going to try to get within close range, and then I'm going to try to bind it with a shadow bind spell.
Okay. Yeah. What does that do?
Make a spellcast roll against all adversaries within very close range. Targets you succeed are temporarily restrained as their shadow binds them in place. So they can't move till the condition is cleared, but they
Okay.
can still take actions from your current position. So I'm going to try to,
Yeah. Go ahead and make your roll.
trap it. Sounds all right.
And if you fail,
That's
I can
terrible.
So it is with a hope, but it is a failure. So I think that go ahead and take your hope, but I think as you reach out, perhaps the your spell, the glimmering of the reflecting, the light of the glass reflecting, your torchlight, disrupts the shadow magic, and it is not able to take hold, and so it is definitely aware of you both now. How close are you at this point, Sue, do you think? Because Basilius was going to be in very close range because just moved in to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm 10
I'm-
feet away. Oh.
Yeah, I need to move into very close as well. I also have
Well,
that
so
shadow
it's not
bind,
your
so.
turn. So it's the question is like how close are you when this happens? Do you think when Basilius made their move?
I was probably in close range.
Okay. I think that the snake reacting to Basilius is going to just snap at you with its glass fangs.
Mhm.
It's gonna. It rolls a 6 to hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get the
I've
feeling.
got the
No,
finesse
it was
for-
attacking Basilius.
Yeah,
okay.
miss.
It would be
So-
attacking your evasion anyway, but so it snaps at Basilius, but isn't really even anywhere near you. So that's back to one of the two of you.
You want to take a shot at it?
Yeah.
I think it makes sense for you to go next.
Let's see.
Move in and hit it with the poker.
I'm actually gonna move in and try to shadow bind it myself.
Oh,
Okay.
you have the same power? Nice.
Yeah.
If you all, it is 100% okay for you to have that power in overlap, but if one of you would like to change yours so that they're not overlapping, that would be okay. Just you have permission,
Okay.
but it's not a requirement. But
I might think about that.
a 22 is a success, but it's a success
It's
with
a
fear.
fear.
I'm going to take the fear, but go ahead and roll your damage. Or I guess it's not damage; it's just that
No,
it's
it's-
restrained.
Yeah, it is restrained.
Okay. All right. So, it is its turn now, and restrained, I believe, is just that it can't move, right?
Correct.
Mhm.
hang on, I'm just where's I just want to look at the actual attack. There we go. Restrained condition, they can't move, but they can still take actions from their current position. Okay, so you are both within very close range. And it is his turn with a fear. I'm going to spend a second fear actually to introduce a D6 spitter die, which means, yeah, so let's see. I'm going to roll the D6. Well, I'm also going to spend the fear. So it's the D6. It does not spit on this turn, but it's going to basically have that as an active thing now that it's starting to kind of like, as it sort of lashes around, it keeps spitting from its mouth, kind of, and you're watching as like little shards of glass are like sticking and clinking against the rocky walls, but it doesn't hit with any of those. However, it is now going to also mark a stress to make an attack against all targets within very close range.
No, that'd be both of us.
It gets an 11, which probably doesn't hit either of your evasions.
No, it hits me. My evasion's only 11.
Oh, okay. Well, then.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
then you're going to take 3 points of physical damage. As it basically is writhing around trying to break free of the Shadowbind restraint, and it's sending these glass shard scales just flying all over.
Okay, I'll take that on my armor for the moment.
All right. So back to the party.
All right. I'm done playing with this thing. I'm going to breathe on it with lightning. That'll deal it nicely.
Okay.
All right. Open my mouth, let the lightning crackle. So you can see my eyes crackle, and I do the thing, or try to do the thing anyway.
Okay.
I get a 15 with hope.
A 15 does hit with hope. So take your hope, and you hit. So roll your damage.
Okay. I don't like the damage. I'm going to spend 3 hope, because I'm a full up anyway.
Okay.
To reroll any
any
number of my damage dice. So I'm gonna roll.
I would think just the 2, right?
Yeah, I'm just gonna reroll.
You got a 7 on a D8 already. So
yeah, I'm gonna reroll the 2.
Okay. It's a 2 again. So
hey, at least it didn't lower.
Yeah. So 9 is enough for moderate damage, so it marks 2 hit points. You definitely, you hit it for sure. And that was a success with hope, so it's still the party's turn.
All right, your turn, Sue.
All right, so we're both in very close. So
yes.
Oh, wait, no, we need to be within melee range for this, for a sneak attack.
Yeah, I think you're in very close range, but yeah, Basilios just did a breath attack, so it's not melee yet.
Well, I mean, it did make a melee attack against
its attack range is a very close range.
Oh,
though.
Yeah, so we're all very
out
close at this moment. Yeah.
I
mean, there's no reason you couldn't move into melee range.
Yeah, I could, but that wouldn't give me my sneak attack. Although, wait, I will. Well, no, I'll first start with Nightwalker to move into a shadow.
Okay.
And mark a stress and like pop over to the other side, and when I reappear, I'm cloaked, which then does give me sneak attack.
So it thinks it knows where you are, but then
it doesn't.
Shadows. Yeah. All right. Cool.
And I am spending hope on this.
Spending hope for which? For what?
I can't do that for just a general +1. Never mind. I'll
Oh, no.
just go ahead and swing, batter, swing.
Batter.
Nope.
Yeah, a
No.
5 with fear. Unfortunately, although you were,
Cloaked.
you were cloaked. I think it's continued thrashing, trying to break free of the shadow bind. It's moving so erratically.
Yeah.
Um, that you were just not able to sort of get into where you could, poke it in the way
Yep.
that you were hoping. So it's going to roll the spitter die again. Still doesn't manage to do its spit attack properly, but that's on a so it that ability lets it also take the spotlight again
Yep.
on the same turn. I do spend the fear for it though. And so now it is going to just, I think, attack you, Sue,
Since
with
I'm
its
here.
just going to try to bite you. Chomp. Oh boy, and that's
Oh, no.
that's a critical.
Yeah, okay.
I kind of forget if adversaries get criticals, how that works. What if they do? Uh-huh. I'm gonna just assume that.
Okay. Huh? As a goblin, I have danger sense. Once per rest, I can mark or stress to force an adversary to reroll an attack against you or an ally within very close range.
That seems like an excellent thing to do at
Yeah.
this time.
I mark a stress.
Yeah.
Reroll.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a 15, which might still hit, but won't be critical.
It still hits, but yeah.
Yeah. So what does that look like when you use that ability? Is it just like we get a little bit of bullet time of it looks so sure like it's going to get you right in the throat, and then you manage
It basically it's almost like a spider tingly. Oh wait, not there.
Yeah. So
and
and
still
Norman
get hit,
tingly.
but just not
right, the shoulder
directly in
instead
the
of
throat.
yeah. 1d8 plus 2. That's going to be 6 physical damage for you.
That is minor for me.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right. Back to the party.
All right. Do you want to go or shall I?
Go ahead.
All right. I'm going to move within melee range and I'll try to burn this thing with Cinder Grasp. The very swingy roll if I hit.
Okay.
I did not hit. I got hope, but that's a
Yeah.
9, so that's not going to do anything.
Yeah. So I think you're sort of grabbing at it, but again, it's still just thrashing around. I think on its spotlight, I am going to use its spotlight to end the restrained condition on it, but that's all for this spotlight.
Okay.
So it is back to the party, but now it is no longer restrained by the shadow binding.
Yeah, but I've got a buddy, so I don't have to.
Oh, and I do still roll the spitter die.
Oh, right.
Oh.
But die. No, it still doesn't do that. It only has to get a 5 or higher, and it hasn't yet.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Phew. Swing, batter.
Swing, gotcha. Batter.
Get him. Okay, boy, a 10. A 10 with fear.
Fear.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I'm just...
You guys are going to come back from this hunt looking hunted.
Yeah.
Yes, we are. Whose idea was this? I think it was mine.
Well, maybe it'll taste good.
One can hope.
So yeah, I think that so it gets its turn again. So let's roll that spitting die. 6. So what that does is on a result of 5 or higher on the die, all targets in front of the snake within far range must succeed on agility reaction roll. It occurs to me though that you guys probably are flanking it, so it's probably only going to get one of them.
Yeah, we're on opposite sides of it.
Yeah, I think it's going to go after Basilius with this one. So I need an agility reaction roll, or you're going to take 1d4 damage.
Agility roll. Say that's not my strength. I got an 18 though.
But an 18 is a success. So you don't take the hope because it's a reaction roll, but you avoid the spitting damage at least. And
Correct.
it is going to try to snap at you as well, though. But only gets an 8.
Even that won't hit me.
Mm.
My pitiful evasion of 11. Okay. All right. I'm gonna try burning this thing again, Sue. Gonna try this again. Oh, come on. Big bucks, 0 whammies. Stop. 16.
16 is a success with hope. Um, one note, though, as you do it, go ahead and roll the damage for it. But on a successful attack within melee range against the snake, the attacker must mark an armor slot without receiving its benefits.
Wow. How
And
far?
so
Biggest
basically,
splitting
this
ice,
is
yeah.
basically just reaching in and sort of grabbing at it is tearing up your armor a little bit.
Okay.
That's what that means. But go ahead and roll your damage. The spell does work.
Okay. I'm going to spend 3 hope and re-roll that.
Okay.
Because on a D20 I rolled a 2.
Yeah.
It's
I bet
almost
you can do better. Yeah.
not much better. Wow,
Well,
I just cannot roll damage today.
It does make the difference between doing 1 or 2 hit points of damage. So you do 2, and it's not quite down yet, but it's looking pretty rough now. It's ragged. It's clearly
Right.
sort of
Okay.
like, you know, operating just on instinct, still struggling now.
Yeah.
But that was a success with hope, though, so it's still the party's turn.
Swing, batter.
Swing better on the
I
other
believe you did.
side.
A
There we
19. So
go.
it's with fear, but it is a hit. So it is a successful attack within melee range. You
Which
do also
means-
you have to mark an armor slot.
Yep. There's
Um,
the physical. Okay. There's the poker damage.
Yeah.
And
12.
then-
Yeah, that is. Oh, that is there more?
Oh yeah, the sneak attack.
Okay. Yeah. You tell me how you do more than is necessary to finish it off.
So I am basically I swing better, and basically as its jaw is open to like get ready for its next thing, I basically go into the jaw and just keep going.
I bet we get like a really nice slow motion as you break its fangs in half with the swing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, you have defeated the glass snake. Da 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 da. Yeah.
Now we can Now we can bring it back for harvesting.
Yeah.
Yes. You are going to get 2 ingredients from this bad boy.
Good.
Let's see. We could just roll, but how about this? We'll roll for one of them, and or do we want to just like talk through what do we think a glass snake's got?
I mean, meat is the
Well,
is
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it's also got it was trying to spit, so
So
I'm figuring
sour?
that there's some
Well,
Oh,
it's
got like
spitting,
a-
it's spitting glass shards though.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, okay. So I was kind of wondering whether like there were like glands or something that
Well, like it might have like whatever it is that's sort of growing that isn't quite. It also could be that it's not, the glass shard isn't really like real glass. It's just sort of almost like a crystal sort of structure.
which means if it's a crystal sort of structure, it might have some sort of mineral spices in it.
Yeah.
Bitter, maybe?
Bitter, not definitely not like Big Trex, but because I've only heard of that and that's awful to do to everyone. Yeah, so
so one of the ingredients is going to be a strength 1 and the other is going to be a strength 2. Ooh. So how about this? We say that the like this blood or saliva or whatever it is bitter, bitter one. And then the
Okay.
meat is savory too.
Okay.
Okay.
Sound good?
Um, yep.
Glass snake meat and then glass snake juice.
Yep. Let's bring it all back.
All right.
That would go well with the shroom wolf flank, which has also got savory and bitter in it. It seems like having dice the same size is a good idea.
Well, and also remember that if you do a combination you've done before, just flavor profile wise, you get bonuses.
Right.
All right. We ready to make? Are you going to cook something?
Yes.
I think we're
All
gonna cook.
right. It's kind of fun. It's kind of a fun tradition to end every session with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get our feast screen up. Okay. So we've got our feast. So what ingredients are y'all gonna contribute to the pot here?
I want to put the glass meat snake glass snake meat in. So it's strength 2. So that's 2 dice.
Yes. So two
2d12.
Yeah. Let me get you those.
We'll choose that up.
I'm going to contribute the shroom wolf flank, which is sweet, bitter, and savory.
Okay. So
I'll go ahead and put in the spider fungus meat, which is sweet 1.
Well, we have.
Okay.
I'll add the
Sweet one.
same spider fungus meat so that we have 2 sweets.
Oh, we'll have 3 sweet.
Yeah, well, 3 sweets. Well, lots of sweet.
Okay. So
Okay.
so one more sweet now? Is that
Yeah.
So is that
1 more sweet.
okay. Did
Okay.
everybody put something in?
I haven't yet. I can drop in meat pie savory too.
Okay.
That's a bit.
All
It's
right.
very D12y. Maybe we'll get some lucky here.
Yeah. Great. So
Yeah.
mechanically, while Riga is with the party, I'm going to suggest that we kind of just you know, she's got her own food, so she's not necessarily contributing, but also I think in the fiction we can sort of imagine she's sharing the meal. We're just not going to do anything with it mechanically.
Yeah.
If that makes sense to all.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
Occasionally, we'll we'll trade bites of stuff. Like the one of
Yeah.
us will try a
Mhm.
sweet
Yeah.
sweet bug, and
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, if let's roll some roll some cooking. So with all of these ingredients, anyone want to try to start thinking about like, well, what does this meal even look like? Or we can wait until you know what you get out of it if you want.
Yeah.
it's
Okay. So let's. Oh, I think. Do I have two of them still? No. Okay. So in any case, looks like
We've got a pair
2
of threes there.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think that's the only match
That's the only
that
pairs,
time.
yeah.
Yeah. But that was.
But at least there's one.
Yeah.
Yep.
So just roll those again.
Pair of
sevens.
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 Sevens
Yeah.
are good, for sure.
Mhm.
And then a pair
And
of twos.
2 twos.
Yeah.
And spare 2s.
Yep. Okay. All right.
Nothing. Gotta
None
drop
of those. Which of those would you like to take out?
Drop the 12. That's
Yeah.
least likely to think
Mhm.
to match anything.
Okay. And
Oh,
Nothing.
okay,
Nope.
that's it.
Yep. But
But-
that's still
that's a
12.
lot.
That's 12 meal points. That's a
Yeah.
hearty meal.
Yep.
Yes.
Woohoo!
All right. So it's a hearty meal. It looks like the dominant flavors are sweet and savory.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the bitter kind of cooked away.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the flavor profile is sweet, savory, and bitter.
Yes.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay.
So let's see. You had the fungus wolf meat, right? And then the glass
Mhm.
snake meat, and then there was the sweet fungus or something.
Mhm.
Is
Yep.
that right?
Matter fungus.
Yeah.
Me.
Yeah. So
Okay. The
So
recipes in the cookbook are when I click that are asking for ingredients, not flavor profiles. So I'm not sure how to
Yeah.
use that.
You have to have every ingredient in there. So in your
Yeah.
ingredients list,
Mhm.
when you hit add recipe, you
Yeah.
you have to have all of the ingredients possible in
I
order to.
on the character sheet, kind
Mhm.
of where it has the thing to pop it out. There's a little settings thing. I wonder if that would. In that, there's a thing that says uh, party member. I wonder that if everyone had that selected, everyone would share like you know ingredient list or
Yeah, I
things
don't
like
know.
that.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure about that functionality. I know that we had the Google Doc cookbook.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm open to trying to figure out the demiplane functionality. Demiplane's great in a lot of ways. I just don't know how that works, so I can't really
Yeah.
like guide everyone through it.
Yeah. Well, we can just kind of make note of things and
Yeah.
make
Well,
it.
I mean, if you just keep it all documented in the Google Doc, then maybe between sessions we can kind of figure out
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
we need to be using the demiplane feature. Anyone who is
Okay.
listening to this or watching who doesn't realize, demiplane.com is a D&D Beyond style of website that lets you do electronic character sheets for a variety of games, including Daggerheart, and lets you integrate it with virtual
Roll20, yeah.
tabletops like Roll20. And so very, very handy for playing games in this way.
So um I think this would be like basically kind of like a meatloaf kind of thing, like a
Yeah.
because it's like three
Mm-hmm.
With
different
like a
types of meat.
with
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
sweet glaze on the top of it.
Yeah.
Yes,
Nice.
sweet glazed meatloaf.
I like it.
Sweet glazed plover loaf.
Awesome. Okay, so yeah, that's 12 points. Probably my guess is that lets everyone basically fill up their
Yeah.
Oh,
clear all their hit points and stress and
Yeah.
Yeah.
the like.
max out on hope.
If
Yeah, and if you need to
all my
repair armor, that needs to be your other rest activity.
Which is what I'm going to do, yeah.
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 And this is a long rest.
I mean, you tell me.
I was thinking it was a short rest.
Okay, short rest
Yeah.
will work.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah. So, yeah, as you are,
Nice.
you're able to repair your with a short rest, you can repair your armor equal to 1d4 plus your tier, which is currently 2. You can also repair each other's armor if that's ever necessary.
Yeah. I've got 2 extra points if anyone needs it.
2 extra points of what?
I don't
Per
think that.
repair.
Yeah, I don't. That's not how it works. I'm saying
No,
you can
that's
use your
yeah.
action to
Okay,
repair an
gotcha.
ally's armor. You can't just split
Yeah.
the points.
Right, gotcha.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay.
All right, so
Um,
my armor is fully
Yeah.
repaired.
Yeah, and if you didn't
And
need to
as
repair armor, you could do a work on a project or prepare, which gives you hope.
yeah, and as usual, Bright spends the rest of his rest praying to the great
Ah, yes.
elder slime.
Mm-hmm. All right. Um, and I think as you're all working with that meal and you're gathering all the ingredients together and preparing it and then eating together and just enjoying that sort of camaraderie. Riga is there, like not like off to the side or anything, but not really part of the central group either. Just like watching all of that and just going, "Rah, rah, rah."
Look at the silly people actually cooking their food and like going through all this rigmarole when it could just be eating bugs.
More bugs.
So
for
much
Rita.
easier. So much easier.
Okay, so what will become of the golden nuggets as they continue their journey deeper and deeper into the Plover Caves? Having abandoned their trailing of the Patchwork Knight, what will they get up to? Maybe there's more of them. Oh, God. Well, we'll have to find out when we return for more adventure on so many levels.
So
So
many
many
levels.
levels.